the exciting news we have for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's the news you've been waiting for all these years. It's the news we thought we never would hear. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I can announce to you tonight, live and exclusively, news of an ABBA reunion. Woo! I thought you'd be more impressed than that. And the most exciting thing, ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting thing about this exciting news is that the reunion will be happening right here in Wimborne. Now, ladies and gentlemen of Wimborne, you might say to me, Bjorn, that's all very well, but how? When ABBA have always refused consistently to reform, why would they reform here in Wimborne? And I would say to you, that's a very good question. And I could say, well, maybe the answer is the persuasive powers of the Wimborne Tourist Information Centre. But in fact, the reason is even more exciting than that. Because it's a very little known fact that Benny and I hail from a little village in Sweden. A small, tiny little hamlet of a place southwest of Stockholm. Drive along the A470 and you get to a tiny little hamlet of Wimborne. A town, a tiny little fishing village. A fishing village with its own Volvo franchise factory. So do please book your tickets for what I'm sure will be the absolute highlight of the Wimborne Literary Festival in its anniversary year in 2036. Ladies and gentlemen, I said earlier on, I said at the beginning of the evening, that we would be going on a quest. A quest to find the lost member of ABBA. Because it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to give you the story of Sven. The lost fifth member of ABBA. He hasn't talked about his time in the band since 1971. And yet, ladies and gentlemen of Wimborne, we tracked him down, we went to look for him, we couldn't find him anywhere. We went to all our old childhood haunts, we listened to all our old songs to try and get some clues for where he might be. And eventually, we tracked him down in a little village in Sweden. Hasn't spoken about ABBA since 1971, but now is the time to reveal the sad story of Sven, the lost fifth member of ABBA.
I was born in a little fishing village where we would spend long, idyllic days fishing for herring, salmon, bream, whale, that kind of thing. Every day was summer. Out with our fishing rods in the afternoon, and then home for the evening to make Volvos in our small log cabin Volvo franchise factory. It was a dull life. It is very, very boring in southern Sweden. But we had a simple upbringing, and we were happy. I was not to know that one day my life would change when I met two men with a vision and a dream, and a guitar, and a keyboard, and a set of silver spangly outfits. My name is Sven. I am the fifth member of ABBA. I am 63 years old. Some people say that I have had work done. This is not true. It is the clean Swedish air and the lakes and the emission-free Volvos that we make that has enabled me to keep my youthful looks.
And what happened when you joined ABBA in 1971?
Well, it was a very exciting time. We had got our outfits, we had been on Swedish television, we had our first single, Det kan ingen doktor hjälpa.
And what does that mean?
You can't help me, doctor.
Sven, as I've explained before, I can help you. This is why we're having these sessions.
No, I mean the song was called You Can't Help Me, Doctor.
Oh, sorry.
And we had a name for the band, We were called Agneta, Benny, Bjorn, Anni-Frid and Sven. Our manager, he said to us, "You need a shorter name." He suggested that we have a memnononical name, something that would be easier to remember, something like the initials of our names. I will never forget the day. I was called into the office and he said to me, "Sven, we cannot have a band called SABBA. SABBA will not become a multi-million selling platinum album worldwide global successful band. SABBA will not win the Eurovision Song Contest with a song about Waterloo." I thought, yes we will. SABBA is good. SABBA sounds like a Swedish car. SABBA is a good name. But who was I?
You were Sven. Sven.
No, but I mean, who was I? I was young. I was 21 years old. I was still a child. My parents still called me Svenny. There was nothing I could do to prevent the irresistible tide towards ABBA. I always knew that I would be musically successful. My mama said to me that I could dance before I could walk. She said that I could sing before I could talk. I remember saying this to Bjorn. He wrote it down. I remember saying many other things to Bjorn too. He also wrote them down. Mamma mia.
And how do you feel today when you look at the success of ABBA?
I don't feel envious. I am happy. I have my own herring canning company. I drive the latest S370 with side impact protection systems and a leather pouch around the gear stick. I am happy. I have grown a beard since those heady days of the 1970s to emulate my hero, Anni-Frid. Have you seen her lately? Really let herself go.
And what do you want to say to all the ABBA fans out there who might be watching this now?
I would like to say thank you. Thank you for the songs I am singing. For without them, without a song or a dance, what are we? Write it down.